Good morning, guys. Good morning, guys. It's a beautiful morning here in Pretoria. It's drizzling. As you can see, it's behind me. It's a bit overcast. It's actually drizzling, but I think because I'm parked under a tree, so maybe it becomes worse than it appears as if it's raining that much. But I think it's just the drops coming from the trees. Yeah. So anyway, we are. I'm gonna continue with our theme, on the hustles. So I was just going through the history. My first hustle, the first official hustle that I did after I started working. So I finished A-level 95, 96 I started working as a temporary teacher, Mudzi. 97 I was now in Mrewa, but then I left. I went to Harare because teaching was not my passion. I mean, I was like, I'm not gonna waste my time, doing something that I don't think I'll be doing for the rest of my life. So started working in Harare. Fortunately, I got my big break. I started being employed by an insurance company, South African owned insurance company. By 1998, I had already realized that, what, as a breadwinner, because I'm the first in our family. My dad passed on, so my mother then she was taking care of 5 kids, and then I also had a nephew, my sister's son. So it was quite a heavy burden. I was like, what can I do to supplement my income? So I started with a chicken project, Broiler Chicken, because I'd already grown at home doing that, so I knew about that. Besides that, also, we used to run a tuck shop, so it's inevitable. Those were the two businesses that I started with, after I started working. In Zimbabwe, then I've not been in Zimbabwe, permanently for since 2007. But I think I can speak with a bit of authority to say it's normally very difficult to get loans. Like in South Africa, you get employed, you've got a payslip, 2 3 months, you can go and buy a car, you can get a credit card, you can even get personal loans. Like right now, I remember when I was working, I would be offered to say, do you want a loan for 350,000 rand, just like that, where you can even apply on your app. In Zimbabwe, when you have to build your capital, you have maybe it's you can't rely on the bank. So in 1998, I was working in Harare. I started a chicken project. So what happens when you're doing these projects? You gotta start small. For example, then the feed was not advances. Now you can raise broiler chicken in about 6 weeks. Then it was within like 8 weeks, like 2 months. So what I would make sure that I've got enough money to buy day-old chicks. You would actually book in advance, maybe a week, 2 weeks before. Then you pay for that the day that they come. Make sure that you've got your chicken starter mesh. When they are small, they don't eat a lot of feed, so you can start gradually. Then by the third week, you can actually now, they start eating more and more, in terms of the feed. So you don't have to have all the money at once. You just need to plan. For example, maybe when you're employed, like right now, how much is it? I think it's almost like $1 or 80 cents. 80 cents per chicken. Let's say it's $1. You wanna do 100, so you're gonna budget that 100 and then maybe you wanna buy one bag. You're gonna need your vitamins, stress pack that you give on the first day, and we would use, like your aloe vera. I think that's the English name. We call it guava cow. I mean, we'll just go and get it in the bush. You just use a stone, you put in the water. It's very important. It's very good. Um, Recently, when I went home to Fort, my sister-in-law is also doing chicken in Zimra Park. She was telling me that she actually give them miripiri, that pepper. Is it pepper? Do you call it pepper or chili? Sorry, that chili as well. That works well because she's also keeping those chickens. So I get to ask her about that. Yeah, yeah. So you have enough to start. You have got your starter chicks, but as they start to grow bigger, they start eating more and more. So by maybe you're doing a round, with other guys. By that time when you need it, they'll give you, and then what I found out with chicken, the profit were quite decent. You would almost get like double of what you had invested. So I liked that project. So what I would do, my mother was keeping the chicken for me at home in Marondera. It would be like 100 at a time. When like a month, when they're done, I'll go home. We didn't have a fridge there, in the 90s. Not everyone had a fridge. It was actually like expensive. Now I know things have improved. You can even get a salary and you can go and buy a fridge. Things improved. But then it was something that you needed to pay over 2 months. Etc. Okay, etc. So it was quite expensive. So I would ask neighbors to put them in the deep freezer, like on a Saturday night. Then I would come from around there with my sack, maybe 50, 60 chickens. I go and buy a combi to Harare. When I get to Harare, some of my friends, because one of my biggest customers was actually my manager, so she would buy 30, 40, more than 20, at a go. She would also give relatives, so she would buy and give. So that was supporting me. And then on Monday I'll be at work, distributing the rest. I also didn't have a fridge because I was staying in Alfondo. So one of my guys, my friends Yokai, he was working for an NGO there in Alfondo. They had a fridge, so it was like a what to call it, a bar fridge. So throughout the night we would uh, put maybe 4 or 5 in that small bar fridge. We'll be rotating. It was quite stressful, but you gotta start somewhere. So we'll do that, and it started to expand. I wanted to get more info, more like I wanted to buy roofing sheets. I wanted to increase my number to about 300. I needed cement. I needed what is it, wooden planks. In Marondra we used to have a lot of sawmills. So by 1999, I was working for Diamond Insurance Company. Diamond Insurance Company then was part of the SMM group of companies. I'm sure you remember Mtumwa Mawere was running a number of companies under that umbrella. So our CEO for that group was Mr. Professor Mudekunye, the Fletcher boys. So SMM Holdings owned companies like FBC, now that bank. I'm sure, I don't know what it was called when it started. I even went to open a current account. I was banking with Stanchart, with a savings account. I didn't even qualify for current account then because of my earnings that I was, but I liked it. But when I was told, if you open a current account with FBC, you can access a loan. I did. I opened. When they declined my loan, I went back to Standard Chartered Bank. So what happened? I got a break. Ever since I started working, I knew that I wanted to. Owning a house was something that was important. I'd seen how my mother had struggled to buy the house after my dad died, and I knew it was important. And I remember this white woman around 96, 97, 98. He told me, the advice that I'm giving you, get on the ladder. What it means is maybe you want to go and stay in Hillside. Go and start maybe in Bari. Yeah? You buy a small house in Bari. That house, eventually, with time, it can appreciate in value. Okay, you can sell that house and you can put that deposit to the house. Maybe let's say Rua. We're going with stages. Then after some time, you save more. You don't save your money in the bank. It's in the property, because the property, they actually appreciate in value. Then you can sell. You can go to your side. Maybe you want to go to Borodale, Mount Pleasant. So that's the. But I'll get into that separately on the property. I'm just mentioning it. So in 1998, Old Mutual used to advertise this policy. It was a purely investment policy that it was like a home builder or something, like the one where you, after 10 years, if you save so much, you'll be able to get like 100,000 Zimbabwean dollars. That was a lot of money. You could use that to as a deposit, and you can get a mortgage with with your founders building society. Then we had then Kebs, or Kebs is still the founders. I don't know what name they have now. Things have just changed. Beverly, yeah. I also liked Beverly. There was also a building society then, you say. So I took that policy with Old Mutual in 1998. A few months down the line, Old Mutual decided to demutualize. It was a mutual, I think it's a mutual fund, more like a company that is owned by policyholders. So now they wanted to be a private company. So they gave everyone with the policy shares. So I got 200 shares for Old Mutual. I saw those shares. I was thinking, maybe was it a good idea to sell those shares now years later? I'm like, but it was a good idea, definitely. Because now if I want to go and buy Old Mutual shares, 200 shares, I think I can afford. But the lesson that I've learned because of that money is very important. So I sold my shares. I remember the stockbroker was at Pearl House in Samara Machel Avenue. Sold there, got my money. With that money, that was the first capital that I had to expand my business. I went and bought roofing sheets that were enough to build two big four runs. I bought cement. I bought roofing, what is called the wooden planks, that we're using because we're not building with bricks, because remember those were temporary structures. So I built those ones. Up to now, my sister she's at home at my parents' home. She's still keeping broilers using those roofing sheets, asbestos roofing sheets that I bought with the money from Old Mutual. You see, so that project expanded. So my mother would look after the beds, and then what I would do, I would uh, um, um, sell most of them in Harare. It started working. 2000, things got better. I managed to buy my mother a very big deep freezer, so things were actually improving. So I know many people who are working, they dread payday. Me, I don't dread payday, because payday means people were gonna be paying me. So I loved payday. Everyone would have taken maybe 20 chickens, 30 chickens, 40 chickens, 50 chickens. Payday, I'll be moving around the office collecting my money. People knew me as the chicken man. So I was never shy. Oh, okay, I'm an introvert, but when it comes to money, with the way I grew up, I can sell. That I can actually tell you, I can sell. So it went like that. And when I was okay, by that time I also met my now wife. She was my, as my girlfriend. She became my girlfriend. She started helping me to sell the chicken. She was now selling to her friends as well. So it helped me. I mean, when it came to time to pay lobola, even though I didn't have a father or a brother to help me, I had already set up myself. So I was able, to go and just pay my lobola. I have my wedding. Things moved well. So those are side hustles. You can actually take them seriously, because they can actually help to bridge your income. And also, should you lose your job, you've got a fallback position. You never need to rely on some people and be desperate. Never let people on you. That's my idea, my message. And also, I've gone to do many things. Now I'm doing transport. I'm doing like buying things for people. I organize people in Zimbabwe, etc. Though the thing with business, whatever you learn, whatever I learned in chicken, I applied it in my retail. I applied it when I farmed tobacco. I applied it when I did transport. Anything that you, because the basic principles on business are the same. So you're gonna learn the hard way, but whatever you have learned, you're gonna apply it for the rest of your life. That's why I say, if you've got an idea, start small, but start implementing this. You can go and read the book. You can go and, people in Zimbabwe have got this tendency to say, if you are doing piggery, people will be like, give me a formula. No, it doesn't work like that, because you actually need to go deeper, and you start to learn from many people, from your own experience. Then it starts to make sense for you, because it's not any question to say X plus y is equal to z. No, it doesn't work like that. You need to get your own style. You make mistakes. You can even fail. But if you've started for smaller, especially with your own funds, it's gonna be very easy to recover. And the moment you get that formula, it's gonna be like that. So yeah, so that's how it went. So from 1998, 99, 2000, 2001, 2002, unfortunately, my mom passed on. Yeah, so then there was no one who was gonna look after the beds. I remember during a funeral, the relatives came. There was so much chicken at home. I think we had like 300, 400 chicken. They're like, wow, you guys are doing very well. But unfortunately, my younger sisters, they could not do it the way my mom did it. Then I stopped chicken. But later on, I would do them one more, there and then. Like, for example, when I went to Bulawayo, 2006 or 7, I was a big chicken farmer there because I already had the formula. When I came to South Africa after we had finished building the first structure to our house in Rua, I also did chicken as well. Later on, I also did it 2016 at my cousin's place. I think we had like 600. And recently, I was actually even considering doing it in South Africa, but it's just that the land in South Africa it's a bit expensive, and the other guy that I had got, his deal was not proper because he wanted me to invest, but then he's gonna be managing it. But then I realized he has got his own chicken on the side, so obviously you're gonna be paying for that. He deals with a lot of expenses, and he uses the feed to feed his own chicken. Then I was like, no, no, I won't do that. So now I'm not doing, but I know that project very well. When I get the chance, I'm gonna do it. I'm really considering. It's a very lucrative. As long as you can manage the mortality. So basically, on chicken, what is very critical is the first few days, because when they come in, uh, you need to manage, your what is it, your fatality, the number that are going to die is very, very important. Because what happens is that what we used to do would, like, when they came in, you'd prepare a sugar water. So you take one bed one by one, you let them drink water, and then you have because remember, I'm talking about people that are selling on a subsistence, don't have those huge water plates. Put a lot of stones, so that even if those day old chick sits on the water, they're just gonna only be a bit wet, because once they get very wet, they huddle together. When they huddle together, they suffocate. So manage that, and then you have enough, what to call it, a good temperature. That can be managed by even having those lights, infrared lights, or you can have fire somewhere like Mbaura, around there. Obviously, the first few days you barely sleep. I mean, I wanna be very honest, because you need to go and check every time, are they okay? Do basically? But after that, then things gets better. You need to also consult with the vet. Things like, where do you need to immunize? What medicine do you need? Like, for example, if one dies, you've got government vets to put it in plastic and go and ask, this is what it's happening. You get that information even almost like for free, you see. But it's lucrative. Then you also look for the market, depending on the area that you are. But it's very lucrative, the chicken program. So that was my very, very first project. I learned it at home, through, because I was helping my mother. So that one is a project that I can always do, and I'm even considering doing it. Thank you very much for listening.